Hello everyone, I just want to welcome you back to my YouTube channel. Today is Sunday, October the 10th, and this is going to be another journal entry. This will be part 3 of Lioness, Tigers, and God. Okay, so there was one more point that I failed to mention in the last video that actually is going to, because of what I'm going to discuss in this video, is going to be more on point that I shared in this video. So the final point that, or little nugget that I believe the Lord gave me was about, of course, the lioness herself. Okay, so a lioness is a female lion. And I just find it interesting, like what God is doing in this time, in this season. And it's definitely been prophesied by, spiritual people that in this last season, that God is going to use women very powerfully. And I liken it to when the children of Israel were coming out of slavery. God told the Hebrew women, the enslaved women, to go and borrow all these things from the Egyptian women. And they did. And can you believe the Egyptian women actually gave it to them? So you had female slaves that went and asked the free women, the free Egyptian women, that I'm assuming had a whole lot, if they could borrow like jewelry, all kinds of things, expensive things, and they actually gave it to them. Now that was the Lord. So I feel like that is what the nugget that the Lord was showing me about the lioness, that this female lion had to protect this injured tiger. Now, we don't know if the tiger was male or female, but I think it speaks to the fact that God is wanting women to stand up, to take their rightful place of authority and influence and use it to war on someone else's behalf. That's just the nugget that I believe he's speaking, that it is time for women to take their rightful place of authority in the Lord and to war with the Lord, to partner with the Lord and war on somebody else's behalf. Okay, so that was the final nugget, and it does relate to what I'm going to share today. I'm going to share about something I walked through in elementary school, and I've never spoken about this ever to anyone, and no one knows that I went through it except those that were there with me. So I believe I was in the 5th grade, and as a child, I went through puberty early. I started puberty at a very early age, to the point that it actually had concerned my mother, and my mother had taken me to the doctor to make sure nothing had happened to me, and nothing had. But she was just concerned because I started going through puberty at a really young age. And so in the 5th grade, I'm developing, my body is changing. I'm developing breast. And things are just changing. More so than my friends. Like, my friends hadn't started going through that yet, but I was in it full blown. So, in the 5th grade, I don't even think I had a training bra. I think I was probably in a regular bra. Um, but I'm developing. My body is changing, and I'm young. None of my friends are going through this. It's kind of like I was going through it alone. It might would have helped if they were going through it too at the same time, but I was like the Lone Ranger. That it just happened. I just started going through puberty at a very young age and developing, and specifically developing breast. And so in the 5th grade, so I was basically chased home from school every day by these boys who wanted to feel and grope me. And it's like it started out of nowhere. One day I was having a normal childhood experience outside the fact that I was developing, but nothing was going on like that. And then the next is like overnight, like I started getting chased home. And I mean literally chased home every day from school. I'm in the 5th grade by these boys who wanted to feel on me and grope me. And it did something to me. I didn't understand what was happening or why it was happening. But I never told anyone. The only people that knew what I was going through, I haven't told anyone this to this day. This is the first time I've ever spoken about it. The only people that knew what I was going through was my peers at that time. And so I don't know how long it lasted. It seemed like forever. It seemed like I was chased home from school forever. I felt so helpless. I felt helpless. I felt, I just felt overwhelmingly helpless because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to stop it. And I mean, this was day after day after day. I'm chased home from school by a group of boys trying to feel on me, basically. And I just saw no end to it. It also did something to me just with respect to how I felt about myself, perhaps even sexuality. I don't know. Perhaps even like, it just made me feel dirty. Let me put it like that. It made me feel dirty. So what basically happens, and the way the situation ended, again, out of nowhere, I guess the other girls in my class, or those who knew I walked home and knew what was happening to me, they intervened. So they began to walk me home every day from school. They would literally form a circle around me and fight off the boys who were trying to get to me, to grope me and to feel me. And this too happened for a minute. I mean, they just surrounded me. They surrounded me, encircled me literally. So every day after school, but at least then, I had some help. So I was feeling stronger because I felt so weak and so helpless. I didn't know what to do or how to stop it. But then they came to my aid. They came to my rescue. And they literally formed a circle around me and would walk me home every day. All the while fighting off these boys. So the boys had to try and get through them to get to me. So all the while fighting off these boys who were trying to still grope on me and feel on me. And lo and behold, I don't know how long, but one day it just stopped. I swear to God, if you've ever had a situation where you were in something and 1 minute you were in it, you didn't know when it was going to end, and then the next, it's just like it just ended. Eventually, it just ended. And I never had to deal with those boys again. Eventually, they got the message and they just stopped harassing me, stopped chasing me. But again, it didn't happen overnight. So that is an experience that I went through that I've never shared with anyone. I never found the courage to tell my mother what I was going through. I was just kind of trying to deal with it on my own. But those girls, my friends who saw me dealing with this day after day after day, are the ones who stepped in and fought for me. And eventually got those boys to stop. So, and the truth is, I had completely, you know how you go through something as you grow and you just forget that you went through it? Like, I totally forgot that that had happened to me. I was like in my late 20s, maybe even my early 30s, when the Lord reminded me of that situation. Because it was like it had gotten completely wiped from my memory. But I did walk through it and I remember it. But that's how good God delivers. When God delivers, He'll wipe the memory of it from you. So I'm running out of time, but I just wanted to add that story to further confirm that this is a season where women have to stand up for what is right, get in your rightful place with God, partner with God, and war on somebody else's behalf. God bless you. I love you. Thank you for listening.